You are an American Protestant. You've probably never taken communion in your entire life. What do you mean, John? We just did the little grape juice wafer thing last month. Okay, communion is not a symbolic, memorialistic tradition where we just remember what Jesus did for us. The Christian church has never, ever viewed it that way, and the Bible doesn't teach it that way.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent work. Taking communion properly is not taking communion simply as a memorial. Communion is not just remembrance, it's also presence. The presence of Jesus Christ is in communion. Verse 26, while they were eating, Jesus broke the bread and gave it to his disciples and said, "Take, eat, this is my body." Doesn't say it's a symbol. Doesn't say it's a remembrance. He says, "Take, eat, this is my body." And then after taking the cup and giving thanks, he gave it to them and said, "Drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood, the blood of the covenant that is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." Jesus explicitly says the cup is the blood and the bread is the body. 1 Corinthians 11, Paul goes on in verse 27 and says, "Therefore, whoever eats this bread and drinks this cup of the Lord in an unworthy manner will be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord." Paul doesn't say you're guilty of wasting a cracker. You're guilty of wasting grape juice. No, you're not guilty of wasting bread and wasting drink. You're guilty of wasting the body and blood of the Lord. This is a plain reading of Scripture. To say that it's a metaphor is to read that metaphor into the literal meaning of the words that Paul used. Church fathers who agree with this, you have St. Irenaeus. He says, "He has declared the cup, a part of creation, to be his own blood, from which he causes our blood to flow. And the bread, a part of creation, he has established as his own body." St. John Chrysostom said this, "His words must be preferred to our reason and intelligence." This ought to be our behavior to the Eucharistic mysteries too. You don't need to use the word transubstantiation. It is a sacred mystery. Obviously we don't eat real flesh in the sense that it doesn't taste like flesh, it tastes like bread. We don't drink real blood. We're not vampires. But spiritually, it is meant to sanctify us. It is meant to give us grace. And we need the grace of God to live the Christian life.